I mean, what beefs do you think you've won and what beefs did you lose?
If you ask Jay-Z what beefs did he lose at this point, he's not going to say any of them.
Correct.
Because of the position he's in right now, right? So tell me which ones I lost. When these guys will be gone, and I'll still be here, a part of it, and participating in how the culture functions.
Absolutely.
When you can't even figure out what they're doing. Like, we'll be watching their VH1 special. Where are they at that point? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's.
It's nicely put. So, Jar, you won. Kanye.
Well, you can look at the numbers to that and say that he won that competition.
Yeah.
But what we were doing was creating a
correct. Yeah. Something
competitive
else.
energy that.
Yes. Yeah.
That wasn't even.
That was bigger. Yes. That was bigger
marketing.
than. That was bigger than that.
Yeah. It's like if you're saying, when we sit there on the cover of Rolling Stones, neither one of us would have been back on the cover at that point.
Yes.
Because we both previously did the covers of Rolling Stones. So it's given us the ability to market this product to the highest ability.
Yes, absolutely. Okay.
If you look at Def Jam, it was the only company in the Universal Music Group that had a higher than 60% decrease in sales every week, because they used to send CDs to weighted accounts.
Oh, absolutely.
To get the number up for the first week.
Every release was #1. Every release was #1.
And then the second week sales
with the returns.
Based on that, yeah. So
it's got mad warehouses of all CDs and vinyl. You and Game.
That is not.
That's not over.
You know, I look at this kid as, well, I don't have any feelings towards him.
Ever get back?
What?
Reunion? Or
no,
never?
No. He was there. We worked together for 5 days. Dre worked together. I just gave him his album. The first record, that's it. And then from there, it's enough confusion that going on.
Exactly.
I wouldn't.
It's not going to get better.
Yeah, I don't want to work with
him. No. You and Lil Wayne?
Wayne, we cool. He just did a record for Kid for me.
Yeah, yeah.
That, ejected. And when they went through his thing with Baby, I don't think that they even have problems anymore.
What, Wayne and Baby?
Yeah.
That would be the best news ever, man.
I don't think they
you don't want them to have problems, man.
No, when you got a father-son relationship.
Yeah, heartbreaking. Not good for hip-hop, man. You do not
it's
want that.
It's still one of those things where, like, they asked me, I think it was MTV, like, how do you feel about this, Wayne and Jen? I'm like, man, don't say nothing about that shit. Like, I stopped everybody from there from saying anything, because, like, when you have that type of father and son thing, it's you can forgive
absolutely
each other
for real,
and not forgive everyone who had that opinion on the outskirts.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, exactly.
And that was, you know, one of those things that I was like, nah, you don't fuck with that.
Yeah, allow that, man. You don't want to see that.
Yeah.
What about you and Rick Ross?
That is desperation at the points that you hear things from him at this point. You know, because if you're looking for someone, it ain't that hard to find me. You know, I'm around. And I'm not used to having an altercation with law enforcement. I'm just not used to saying I'm going to do something to a correctional officer or to a police officer or anyone who's been under oath that's going to say with no problem everything that you've said and everything that's happened immediately after. Like, you know this person is sworn in to tell, you know, like, it's not like, oh, you want to be surprised after he tells everything? Because of what? Because of the line that he said in the song? Yeah.
Do you think it's that crazy?
Huh?
You think it's that crazy?
I don't think he's crazy. I don't even care.
No, but the situation is that crazy like that.
No, it's a correctional officer. It's a correctional officer that is rapping like a drug dealer. It shows you that's the point in our culture that you can identify with you actually being who you say you are doesn't matter. That's the point where if it sounds good, they're fine with it for a short period of time. You can tell it over it now. But they went for it. There's nothing there. You know what I'm saying? Like, Gunplay, we had a little run-in with Gunplay.
I mean, that's the street dude.
Who, Gunplay? Well, you can ask him how that one went.
Okay. All right then. Moving on. The vodka.
Yeah, effing.
Yeah, and you don't effing mess with Diddy's juice, do you? I don't be sipping on Diddy's juice, man.
We don't. I mean, it's time for things change. Hey, you know what I'm saying? They had this run. Let's just see I'm up 51% while they down.
Exactly. So
16%.
Evan is freaking doing it right now?
Exactly. Anyone in the spirits business will tell you it's the fastest growing premium
Exactly.
vodka, and they haven't seen anything like that before.
Exactly. Now, did you create that, or was it there and you took it over?
It was there and I took it over.
Okay. Did a lot of market research to find it?
But that took some time before I decided which product.
Exactly. A lot of drunken nights?
A lot of responsible drinking.
Good for you, family. I respect that, man. Because you as a character have always been like pretty sober, never getting high much, you know what I mean? Little focused. Respected that, man.
Yeah, you know. You want to stay in a space where you
Yes.
on point and, you know.
Yeah.
You do want to enjoy yourself occasionally.
Yes, yes.
You know, so, you know, like everything's good in moderation.
Yeah, and handle business. Chris Lighty, unbelievable.
Yeah, that was even a part of the Fat Joe thing. Like that was how we got back, actually spoke to each other. We worked, first time we was in the same room together was the tribute to Chris. Because he was a big part of
With Joe, yes.
Joe's career early on. And we had that, and all of those situations, like Chris was kind of cool with everybody. That I was having
for that New York deep industry.
Yeah,
like, Chris was the man.
Yeah,
forever.
So it was like, you know, it's an interesting thing with Chris. I don't even know what to say about that one.
Yeah, unbelievable.
That was some,
just like, still don't believe it.
Yeah,
personally speaking.
Yeah, it was out of nowhere for me.
Yeah, out of nowhere, and made no sense.
Zero sense, because when they would say that there was some sort of financial strain, it wasn't. Like at that point, there was no. It
wasn't. And they said he was depressed. I don't believe that for one moment. I mean, we all got issues. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not to that extent.
I don't think to that far.
Yeah, to that far. Yeah. Which is because other people would have known.
Yeah, or been concerned about it in a different way. Yeah.
Yeah, made no sense. New album, Street King Immortal, fam. Going in again.
Yeah.
Doing it for fun, doing it for the love.
Yeah, I'm doing it because, you know, I still love the music. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been out moving around on F and Vodka tour too, I've been on premise on a lot of nightclub stuff. And it's been a long time since I've been in the club because music was so big from the very beginning that it took me out of nightclubs because they couldn't pay me to be in venues that was that small.
Yes.
And sent me to sheds and then from sheds to stadiums.
Yeah.
So now, like being back in the nightclub environment, you can see
what people are moving to.
This song right here is working in this market.
Yes.
This song is different. It feels different here.
And see what other records are moving and working. Yeah.
And just how organically you see the response to the material until it turns into something that if it's handled properly, it becomes a hit record.
Yeah.
You know, and just being there, it changed even my perception. I wrote a piece recently, the Canaan tape, and I did that because I just was writing from the perspective of the character, like the mentality.
Yes, absolutely, because you're deep into that character.
Yeah,
that's you.
I wrote that, and that'll come out like in a few weeks.
Yeah, that mixtape's gonna rip. Yeah,
it'll be good.
Keep it for real, man.
And then I get back to, you know, I could come with the material that I lined up for.
And congratulations on Power, because that is no Black Glee like Empire. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's you, baby.
That was a good
That's
look.
you.
I make comparisons between apples and oranges. You know what I'm saying? But to compete is the success of both shows.
Yes.
Was a huge success. So it's that competition of which one is better. They're not even on at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
At the same time.
Yeah.
But I always say, let me create a competition because at that point it gives me additional energy to work.
Yes, it gives you energy.
Yeah, that competitive energy. I start to.
Yeah, and the street's always been for Power. The street has always been there.
Because it's raw. It's more like I get a chance to make 10 films.
Exactly.
Like 10 R-rated films.
Yes.
Versus them, you know, making 18 rinky-dink joints.
Yeah, for real.